Okay, it has been a while, but let's move on from that. I'm going to run through some old animations, do a bit of analysis, talk about the decisions I made and the techniques I used, and hopefully that'll be useful in some way. So let's first have a look at this little chicken guy, which people seem to like. Now I think the key thing for this one was really the head movement more than anything else. I really tried to make use of arcs and curves in this one, and I think that's what gives it that sort of groovy feeling. I don't want to use the word groovy, but let's use the word groovy. Groovy, baby! Funky, smooth, whatever. I've seen various descriptions and adjectives used in the comments of this one. Regardless of whatever adjective you want to use, I think the key thing here was just using curves and arcs. And that's kind of what gives it that funky, groovy, smooth movement. Okay, so what exactly do I mean by curves and arcs? So if we look at this eye, for example, it's not moving in a straight line. It's not just moving up, down, up, down, up, down. It's moving in curves and more of like this. So if we were to draw a line to kind of represent this eye's movement, something a bit more like that. Rather than being up, down, it's more of a swinging motion, I guess. It's following that curvature, which makes it a bit more smooth and it gives it a bit more swing. And I've also tried to do the same with the beak as well. If we look at this bit here, and I draw a line for the movement of this one, it's something like that, you know, it's following this general curvature. It's following this arc, right? And I think it's adding those arcs and those curves to the movements which make things a bit more appealing. What other things can I note about this one? We've got the smears, of course. What do I mean by smears? I mean these bits here. You notice how the eye is stretched. It doesn't look normal on its own, but in the context of everything else, it makes sense, right? And so I did that for the beak here, as the head's coming down. And here as well. And that kind of helps with the smoothness, right? Because if I don't add these smear frames, then, right, the distance between the eyes in this frame and the eyes in this frame would be a little off-putting. But since I add this, it just makes it a bit smoother. You can tell I've also added some arcs to even just the chest here. Or, yeah, it is a chest, I think. It's something. But it's not going straight up and down, but it's coming out and out and in and in. Right, it's following this circular motion somewhat. And that helps, again, with the whole swing of things. Anyways, it's a very simple animation. It's nothing special, but people seem to like it, so yeah, it was a fun one. Anyways, let's move on to the next one.